How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTCReaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. So over on Dixie for the daily, we are continuing forward, seeing crypto pull back, at least in the most part. Our stochastic does want to push up, VWAP is gaining strength, momentum is pushing forward, and that money flow is in the green. So if that VWAP continues to push forward, we will get higher highs with higher lows, and we can see momentum push up, giving that money flow strength to help push Dixie up. And remember, as it continues forward, crypto likely would fall. So we did see a little gap here. That gap did fill. That does show how those gaps can work for you. Again, we do cover gaps pretty often, so that is an example right there. But we are starting to see a bit of a probability for a higher low. So watch this 106 area. If we don't make a bounce off that 106 area and we continue down beyond our pattern like it shows we could, then we may see Dixie drop down as crypto pushes up. But if we see that higher low, watch for higher highs, because higher highs with this higher low could continue to push Dixie up, which again would push crypto down. Momentum does want to pull back with the double red dot. Stochastic is dropping, RSI is weakening, and that VWAP does look weak. We have a consistent high, but that wave is very short, and we're retesting neutral. If that VWAP breaks through that neutral, momentum will fall, and we would continue lower. So over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we did see a bit of a breakdown. We are starting to get a bit of a rounding top possibility. There's a potential for a higher low, but again, watch if we don't hold that 55, because if we don't, we can continue down toward that 51. Our stochastic does want to round, RSI is starting to pull back, VWAP is pushing down, and momentum is rounding, so I would exercise caution. Over on total for the daily, we are continuing to push up, again with Dixie weakening and looking a little weak. Total could continue ahead of Bitcoin. That doesn't mean Bitcoin has to sell off though. Momentum is starting to drop as that VWAP is favoring bearish with lower lows, so watch if we reject our neutral. If we do, momentum will push down. Money flow would be at risk of flipping into the red, and then we would potentially make a lower high here, reject, and push lower. We do have a probability to push lower, but I would watch because we also have just as high of chances of getting a lower high as signaled by here. So we have that lower high. If we see a red candle next, we pretty much hit that zone pretty exact. And now if we get a red candle here, we could make a lower top, making a rounding top, making a lower low. That would push us down. That lower low, if followed by that lower high, breaking that support level, could make us pull back. But I would watch lower time frames. That VWAP does want to push up, so that is positive if that VWAP can break neutral and hold. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a big consolidation here after a run up, so that could make a little mini bull flag, and that bull flag could try to push us forward around that 114 area according to our MPP. There's about 100% chance, but again, don't go with it just because it says there's 100% chance. No indicator is 100% right. That's why we use more than one. That VWAP does want to push up, momentum does want to gain strength, our money flow is in the green, so if that VWAP can continue forward, we have a higher low, so watch if we can break neutral. If we break neutral and hold, then we could push forward, but if we struggle to hold bullishly, I would watch for a continuation to the downside. Again, watch for lower highs and lower lows, but right now we do look positive to try to round forward with that VWAP pushing up. So over on end, that dominance is weakening, so that does suggest that Bitcoin may increase, but may increase at a lower pace to total, providing Bitcoin looks like it can bounce as well. Over on futures for the daily, momentum is overall starting to push down, is kind of starting to stagnate, so that could be positive as that VWAP did break bullish. If that VWAP can make a higher low, then continue in this bullish territory, money flow will remain green, momentum will continue higher, and we would continue further. That again would push us to about 112 according to Bitcoin, but this MPP on futures does still highlight that gap and does show we could pull back. So just watch things very close, as we are struggling with our 100K is acting like a very strong resistance. It's a nice even number too. Remember, that's a psychological support resistance we cover in the Mastering the Trade videos. So over on the 1 hour, we have lower highs with a lower low. So watch this very close. There is a chance we could continue to 97K. Watch for consistent lower highs. It does show we could rebound to 102K, potentially making a, don't know if that says a higher high. So a higher low, so that would be representative of this. I would watch, kind of hard to see where they're lining up. I believe we're here. No, that's that higher low. There we go, lower high. So we do have a 71% chance of a lower high. Watch for that rejection around 102. If we make a lower high and follow it with a lower low, we could form a bearish channel or a bearish continuation. And if we make a bearish continuation instead of a descending channel, it's likely we would pull back to that 97K. However, if we can continue to rebound here, we did have that 112K possibility. It does, that is over here on Bitcoin. So if we jump to Bitcoin, we see that 112K. That is despite this bearish pattern. We have a rising channel. Rising channels usually break you down, but we did not break down on the third touch of the bottom like we said to watch the other day. So we did see a bounce back. Our momentum is starting to push down. VWAP wants to push up. Money flow is trying to push forward. But if that VWAP ends up pulling back, I would watch that momentum as it is overall weakening. Over on the 1 hour here, we did try to break above our channel and hold. We were unsuccessful. So I would exercise caution because this could make a double top where you have a rise, a drop, a rise, and a drop. So if we continue lower from here, we could end up pushing down toward that 97K. There is a 60% chance. So I would exercise caution. We did not get our higher low here around the top of our channel. That higher low would have been what would have tried to continue to push us up. So if we continue seeing lower highs and lower lows, it's likely we will continue to fall. And as we approach the bottom of our channel, it would still have a chance to play out. It's just not as likely after the third touch. Our momentum is favoring bearish. VWAP is in the bearish territory, but trying to push forward, is starting to curl. Watch that VWAP close because if it curls here, we will have a lower high with lower lows, giving us bearish confirmation, bringing momentum lower and causing that money flow to potentially flip into the red as momentum and VWAP would continue to favor bearish for quite some time on the 1 hour. Remember, it takes time. It's not going to happen right away. So when we cover things, it's not going to happen tomorrow, at least not usually. If you want things that are going to happen tomorrow and you want updates like that, you should join our Discord. It's free. But over on graph for the daily, we are trying to make a bounce off our support. We did not get that strong green candle, so I would exercise caution because that does give us that probability of making that lower high and potentially pulling back if we see a strong red candle tomorrow, break that support of our 2624. Momentum is pulling back, stochastic is dropping, VWAP is favoring bearish, and money flow is pulling back, so I would still exercise caution. Now, VWAP does have consistent lows. Watch for a lower high. If our VWAP rounds away here on the 1 hour, it's likely we would reject that value area high. We are seeing more red candles here around the value area high with lower highs and lower lows, and they don't connect very well to create a descending channel, so this is more of a bearish continuation. I would watch because that could break us down. Now, the only caveat to that is a sideways momentum, so we do have consolidation after a push forward that could try to create a bull flag and still give us that bounce up to the 31954, but that's dependent on VWAP gaining bullish traction. If our VWAP does not get a higher high, then we are not going to push forward and break that area. Over on Anchor for the daily, we did try to push up toward our resistance, and again, we possibly could be making that lower high. Watch for another red candle. If we get a strong red candle, we could round away just like back here. Momentum is dropping, VWAP is favoring bearish, money flow is green, but again, watch VWAP and our money flow. Over on the 1 hour, we do have that consolidation here as well, so we do have a possibility. I don't know where our MPP disappeared to, but our MPP did say we had a possibility to break that 5172. That would be dependent on that VWAP gaining bullish traction. Right now, the VWAP does have lower lows and lower highs as it's starting to round away. If that continues, we're likely going to push down to that 4049, and if it doesn't reverse, that's where we could start to break it and push lower. Over on XRP for the daily, we did have that rising channel and we did get a rejection from that rising channel, so we will delete this as it has played out. RSI is pretty flat. VWAP is trying to push forward but struggling to break through that neutral. We need that higher high in order to push momentum and money flow higher, so I would lean to the higher time frames. This could be a long upper shadow candle, which could show bears are gaining control after bulls tried to push us up and they failed to hold price. Over on the 1 hour, momentum is starting to round away. We have lower highs with lower lows. RSI is pulling back. Stochastic is weakening. VWAP is favoring bearish. Momentum is dropping. And money flow is starting to pull back. So watch that VWAP. If that VWAP continues to favor bearish here, our momentum will lead money flow lower. And as that money flow holds bearish, remember higher time frames would break down. So last but not least, since we have no special requests, we have algo. We do have indecision here as well, so this could be a bearish engulfing candle where the red candle is as big or bigger than the previous green candle, so watch for another red candle. If we see another red candle here, we could see a pretty strong move down. Again, it could be a flash crash too, because those do tend to play out very violent. It's hard to kind of time them. That's why you don't want to time the market. It's more time in the market. Momentum pushing down, RSI is starting to weaken, stochastic is dropping, VWAP is favoring bearish, watch for a lower high. If we get a lower high to pair with our lower low, we will continue to fall here. Over on the 1 hour, we do have those lower highs and lower lows, so we have a bearish continuation. They don't really connect in my opinion, as this kind of pitches down to low to connect this high, and this high. Our momentum is dropping off, VWAP is trying to push up, so if that VWAP can break that neutral and hold, then we could see momentum rebound, but that VWAP does look like it does want to reject neutral, so I would exercise caution, as if it does reject that neutral, we will continue seeing these lower highs with lower lows, and we will continue down. This does look like a bearish continuation, so I would watch for a break of that 37.49. This could be where we may see some of those buy orders fill. So that could be positive for our trades. We're not really going to go too much into the trades. That's about all we have. So thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join us in the Discord. Again, it's free. Links in the